Welcome, welcome! It's Mud Dog with the Texas Space Navy bringing you another Star Citizen video. And today I thought we would talk about the Roadmap Roundup for February 24th, 2021. Now, this is my second time doing this video. The first time, there were some issues. So let's get into it. As you know, they bring out the roadmap every other Wednesday. So it's like every 2 weeks, and they'll put in all the updates. So the progress tracker, these are the changes to the progress tracker. Sliding. A higher priority was placed on actor performance in 2021, so a few of the actor features have shifted down the line to accommodate this. Sliding was originally due to start work in Q4 this year, but since it has slid to early 2022. So they have taken it off the progress tracker. So all you folks that wanted the Call of Duty sliding, it's not happening this year. Sorry, that stinks. But yeah, they're not going to bring it in this year. It'll be next year before they can get to it. But the following deliverables have been added to the progress tracker view. Actor status tier 2. So this is going to track hygiene, MP status tracking, the multiple bytes, DNA integrity, medical insurance, cybernetic limbs, and cloning. And then they also added small homes outposts that are run down. The rundown version of a small home for AI to live in and shelter in. They consist of a central hub and a few optional internal and external modules. They provide the basic necessities to support a small group of people for an indefinite amount of time. So really cool that they're putting that in now. I guess they have a better idea when it can actually be in the game, so now they've got it on the progress tracker, so definitely check that out. But the ones that are probably more important to you is the release view, and they have quite a few changes to the release view because 3.13 is right around the corner, and they had to make some decisions. So due to the priority being placed on the Xenothreat event in January, some of the deliverables were not at feature complete status by the time of the cutoff for Alpha 3.13, and therefore have been moved to 3.14. There is quite a bit of momentum on the development of these features, however, so they will be in a much more polished state, and those will be the missile operator mode, missile guidance and control rework, and surrender. If you didn't know, these all were supposed to be in, I think back in Q4 of 2019, something like that. Maybe even further back than that. They've just slipped so many times down the roadmap, and again, they're getting kicked back again. It's very frustrating because I'm looking very much forward to missile operator mode and missile guidance and control. I want to see how it works to dumbfire a torpedo from close range, or to control a missile using a remote control, so to speak, and fly one in. I think that's what it's going to entail, some of it. And I'm really looking forward to those mechanics to see how they turn out. Surrender is going to be a really important one. I can understand how this one slides a lot because the AI is just not great right now. So surrendering is not exactly going to be an easy one to put in right away. They need to get much closer to, server meshing before that becomes a better, I guess, mechanic. But the deliverables that have passed their final review and have had their labels changed to committed and their colors changed to blue for 3.13 are the object push and pull, which allows you to push and pull objects, so maybe you'll be able to steal a few more Big Benny machines. Mounted guns, so you'll be able to mount some guns on some barricades and that sort of thing. Hopefully, I'm not sure how that's going to work. I think at first they're going to have some static guns mounted, like on the rovers or the any one of the vehicles on the ground and that sort of thing. Force reactions, they're making a return and they've been improved supposedly. We'll have to wait and see what it looks like. New asteroids in the Stanton system, so we'll have much more variation in the asteroids, and I don't know how much of that we're actually going to get to see until server meshing comes in. I know that's got to have some sort of effect. Maybe this has been a little more streamlined, but I imagine it's going to use quite a bit of resources. So yeah, I wonder how much we'll get to see of that. Cave entrances, drive-in and sinkhole. I know a lot of people are looking forward to this, being able to fly into a cave or drive into a cave. I wish we had like rope climbing mechanics so we could actually, you know, go down in a sinkhole on foot. That would be really cool. Maybe it'll come at some point, but I don't suspect that'll be anywhere near this first iteration. Refinery stations, non-commercial overlays. Okay. Vehicle degradation. So we saw this in Inside Star Citizen. These vehicles, ships, all of that will start to show wear and tear the longer you go without, you know, refuel, rearm, repair, that sort of thing. If you go into a dusty world, they'll be a little bit dirtier. That, you know, if you get into a lot of scrapes, they may have some scratches and scars across them. Kind of cool. Again, we'll have to see how well it's implemented in the game, you know, at this state. Vehicle names and serial numbers. So this one, I actually want to pull up my Star Citizen Discord for the Texas Space Navy, because it's got a link to Star Citizen News where they kind of do a better job of explaining this than just putting vehicle names and serial numbers on the Roundmap Roundup. So at first, this is only going to be available to 5 ships: the Aegis Hammerhead, the Aegis Reclaimer, the Mercury Star Runner, the Origin 600i, and the Origin 890 Jump. The way it's going to work is this: let's say you have a Hammerhead and you give it a name. Nobody else with a Hammerhead can have that same name. If they have a 600i, they can name it the same thing as your Hammerhead, and that's perfectly fine. And nobody else that has a 600i will be able to use that name then. So you can only have one name per type of ship. In other words, they use Shooting Star as an example. So if your Hammerhead's named Shooting Star, there will be no other Hammerheads in the game named Shooting Star. You could have a Reclaimer named Shooting Star, though, and no other Reclaimers will have that name. So that's the best way I could do to describe that. And at first, you're going to have an infinite number of name changes because they want the feature to be tested out. And these should show up on the side of your ship with a serial number and all that. So it should be really cool to actually see in the game. I'm looking forward to that aspect of it big time. I don't know that I really care about naming some of my smaller ships, but, you know, maybe. I haven't really thought too much on some of them as far as names, but I do have a lot of my capital military class ships are definitely going to have names. And my website, the TexasNavy.space, has a list of some of those, you know, those ships with their names, some of those capital ships and names that hopefully I can reserve. I really hope, anyways. Don't go steal them, guys. So, yeah, that's the idea behind the naming conventions and how they will work. And now, who decides, or how is it decided who gets to name what first? So they have this broken down by concept pledges and golden ticket holders first. So anybody that's a concept pledge, which means as soon as the ship came out, if you pledged for it, you will get to be in wave 1 to name it. Also, if you were in the original Kickstarter, you are what's called a golden ticket holder, and you will be able to name your ship in the first wave, which starts March 1st. And they're doing these on a weekly basis. So wave 2 will be March 8th, and that's going to be concierge and following pledges, early year pledges. Wave 3 will be the next year pledges. Wave 4, the wet pledges after that. I'm not going to go into all of them because, yeah, that's going to be... I mean, there's 6 ships. You can go in and look at this list. I'll scroll through slowly for you if you want to. Or you could go to my Discord and you can check them out there under the SC News section. But yeah, this is a great idea. I love the fact that we're going to be able to name our ships. Now, something else that is on our Discord that's kind of like what we already went over is it shows what cards were added, cards delayed, cards that have gone into final review. So I really like that. And it talks about work started, which we'll come back to here in a minute. Let's talk about more deliverables that have been added to the release view. So these are some of the things that they weren't 100% sure would be in, so they didn't even have it in the release view. But mining subcomponents. Mining subcomponents will allow players to customize their lasers to suit specific jobs and encounters. For example, Some will be mining easier, make mining easier. Some will make it faster, and some will have great stat boosts, but at the cost of serious trade-offs elsewhere. Then they also added Shield Effects version 2 into 3.13 and implementing improvements including the use of particles with signed distance fields to allow shields to more closely conform to the shape of the vehicle, allowing better visibility at distance, creating clear visual cues that the shield is being damaged and its overall health. They also added UI reputation. This feature will give players insight into their reputation with important NPCs and organizations they have interacted with. This will also include a total list of reputation ranks, including those that have been completed and the ones they're actively working on. So that's all they really have for the week, but they have more stuff they added. They started work on feature testing framework for the dev tools team, asset validator, profile guided optimizations for the engine team. They've got a lot of different stuff here that they started work on. So you can also check that out on the Discord. Work completed on some important things: FPS radar and scanning, force reactions, visual area improvements, cave improvements, dynamic environments, Stanton asteroids, cave improvements, Stanton asteroids. I don't know why all that's in there more than once. Outer system for Squadron 42, the RSI Bingle, Squadron 42 art team, AI info server. You can see that there's a lot of stuff that they've been working on that they've completed here that also crossed over to the roadmap. But guys, thank you for tuning in and watching another one of my videos. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. I know that not everybody has a chance to read the roadmap roundups or to go in and look at it. So hopefully I'm providing a service that you guys enjoy. And if you do, I would certainly appreciate all the help you can give me. I have a Patreon and a YouTube members that you could get in for as low as $1. And I can tell you that every dollar counts. Thank you to all those who have been a part of those programs. You guys are so awesome. I really do mean it. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. You saved my bacon. So with that said, leave me a comment down below. Do you like these type videos? Let me know what you think about some of the things coming out, what you think about the missile operator mode slipping yet again. Let me know all that in the comments. Make sure you hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what's wrong with you? Subscribe. Subscribe to the Texas Space Navy. I'm Mud Dog with the Texas Space Navy, and I'll see you out in the verse.